Welcome to Reading the Entire Bible in 365 Days, August 29, Day 241, Ecclesiastes 3 and 4, Old Testament, 1 John 2:1-10, New Testament Psalm 13 1-6, and Proverbs 5 1-7. Ecclesiastes chapter 3. For everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to seek, and a time to lose. A time to keep, and a time to cast away, a time to tear, and a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak, a time to love, and a time to hate, a time for war, and a time for peace. What profit has he who works in that in which he labors? I have seen the burden which God has given to the sons of men to be afflicted with. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in their hearts, yet so that man can't find out the work that God has done from the beginning even to the end. I know that there is nothing better for them than to rejoice and to do good as long as they live. Also, that every man should eat and drink and enjoy good in all his labor is the gift of God. I know that whatever God does, it shall be forever. Nothing can be added to it, nor anything taken from it, and God has done it, that men should fear before him. That which is has been long ago, and that which is to be has been long ago. God seeks again that which is passed away. Moreover, I saw under the sun, in the place of justice, that wickedness was there, and in the place of righteousness, that wickedness was there. I said in my heart, God will judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. I said in my heart, as for the sons of men, God tests them, so that they may see that they themselves are like animals. For that which happens to the sons of men happens to animals. Even one thing happens to them. As the one dies, so the other dies. Yes, they all have one breath. And man has no advantage over the animals, for all is vanity. All go to one place. All are from the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who knows the spirit of man, whether it goes upward, and the spirit of the animal, whether it goes downward to the earth? Therefore I saw that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his works, for that is his portion. For who can bring him to see what will be after him? Ecclesiastes chapter 4. Then I returned and saw all the oppressions that are done under the sun, and behold, the tears of those who were oppressed, and they had no comforter. On the side of their oppressors there was power, but they had no comforter. Therefore I praised the dead, who have been long dead more than the living who are yet alive. Yes, better than them both is him who has not yet been, who has not seen the evil work that is done under the sun. Then I saw all the labor and achievement that is the envy of a man's neighbor. This also is vanity, and a striving after wind. The fool folds his hands together and ruins himself. Better is a handful with quietness than 2 handfuls with labor and chasing after wind. Then I returned and saw vanity under the sun. There is one who is alone, and he has neither son nor brother. There is no end to all of his labor, neither are his eyes satisfied with wealth. For whom then, he says, do I labor, and deprive my soul of enjoyment? This also is vanity. Yes, it is a miserable business. 2 are better than 1, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him who is alone when he falls, and doesn't have another to lift him up. Again, if two lie together, then they have warmth. But how can one keep warm alone? If a man prevails against one who is alone, two shall withstand him. And a threefold cord is not quickly broken. Better is a poor and wise youth than an old and foolish king who doesn't know how to receive admonition any more. For out of prison he came out to be king. Yes, even in his kingdom he was born poor. I saw all the living who walk under the sun, that they were with the youth, the other, who succeeded him. There was no end of all the people, even of all them over whom he was. Yet those who come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and a chasing after wind. 1 John chapter 2, verse 1-10. My little children, I write these things to you so that you may not sin. If anyone sins, we have a counselor with the Father, Jesus Christ, the righteous. He is the atoning sacrifice for our sins, and not for ours only, but also for the whole world. This is how we know that we know him, if we keep his commandments. One who says, I know him, and doesn't keep his commandments, is a liar, and the truth isn't in him. But whoever keeps his word, God's love has most certainly been perfected in him. This is how we know that we are in him. He who says he remains in him ought himself also to walk just like he walked. Brothers, I write no new commandment to you, but an old commandment which you had from the beginning. The old commandment is the word which you heard from the beginning. Again, I write a new commandment to you, which is true in him and in you, because the darkness is passing away, and the true light already shines. He who says he is in the light and hates his brother is in the darkness even until now. He who loves his brother remains in the light, and there is no occasion for stumbling in him. Psalm chapter 13, verse 1-6. How long, God? Will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long shall I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart every day? How long shall my enemy triumph over me? Behold, and answer me, Lord my God. Give light to my eyes, lest I sleep in death, lest my enemy say, I have prevailed against him, lest my adversaries rejoice when I fall. But I trust in your loving kindness. My heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing to Yahweh, because he has been good to me. Proverbs chapter 5, verse 1-7. My son, pay attention to my wisdom. Turn your ear to my understanding, that you may maintain discretion, that your lips may preserve knowledge. For the lips of an adulteress drip honey. Her mouth is smoother than oil, but in the end she is as bitter as wormwood and as sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps lead straight to Sheol. She gives no thought to the way of life. Her ways are crooked, and she doesn't know it. Now therefore, my sons, listen to me. Don't depart from the words of my mouth. This is where we end our reading today. God bless you for reading the Bible with us. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do now, so you will be notified whenever we send the next Bible reading. God bless you, and see you tomorrow.
There is a time to laugh, a time to cry, a time to be born, a time to die. But through it all, Lord, you remain faithful and true, forever the same. There is time for everything under heaven's sky. You hold my seasons. You hear my cry. Enjoy your sorrow in loss or gain. You are my anchor. You never change. A time to plant, a time to reap, a time to wake, a time to sleep. But in your hands my times are secure. Your perfect plan will always endure. There is time for everything under heaven's sky. You hold my seasons. You hear my cry. Enjoy your sorrow in loss or gain. You are my anchor. You never change. My time is in your hands. My days are yours. You open the windows. You shut the doors. I will trust your timing. I will not fear. For every season, Lord, you are here. There is time for everything under heaven's sky. You hold my seasons.